Hey, do you have an underbite? Time for some PFOing so you know where you're going. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's still me, Dr. Ryan Packard. I don't have my normal attire. In fact, I got a little Superman thing going on with the hood. It's Saturday and I'm in the office, but I was up this morning participating in a Camp Gladiator competition. Let me just say, that was brutal. But shout outs to my team members for their excellent performances. We'll see if we make it to the finals. Anyways, we're not here to talk about Camp Gladiator. We're here to talk about underbites. And if you've got one, the things that you should know. Before we do that, remember, if you like any of these videos, leave a comment below, give us a thumbs up, ask questions. I may not say everything that you need to know, but these are some important things. And some generalities. You get your best information by going to your local orthodontist to figure out what is best for you. And then consider subscribing to our channel so that I can open your eyes to the wonderful world of straight teeth and beautiful bites. Okay, here we go. So, do you have an underbite? Well, first off, do you know what an underbite is? You need to know so that you know if you have an underbite. Basically, if you look like this, the Grinch. Have you ever seen the Grinch when he does that? It's when your bottom teeth are in front of your top teeth. It's the opposite of what a lot of people call overbite. In the orthodontic world, we call overjet. It's different than underbite. So normally, we want your bite to be like this, okay? There's not very much space between your top teeth and your bottom teeth, and all the top teeth are in front of your bottom teeth. What we've talked about before, overjet is where your top teeth come way out in front of your bottom teeth. Sometimes it's less severe, it's a little bit closer, sometimes it's more, depending on your bones and your teeth. But then there are some individuals that develop in an underbite, like this, where our top teeth here are behind our bottom teeth. And again, this varies in severity per person. Some individuals are what we call a pseudo underbite. That means that when they bite down, especially when they're young, okay? If you're a young'un, or if you have a young'un, and they're going like this, okay? Walking around like that. It could be because their top teeth came in a little funky, as you can see in this picture, or just came backwards a little bit. That happens in normal development. Sometimes the teeth come in behind instead of coming into this nice straight. If only they came in this straight, okay? Sometimes the adult teeth, when they come in when we're young, they come in a little bit back here in the gums. And that can interfere with biting down like this, okay, in a normal bite. And so our teeth in the front, they hit those back teeth, and then the child or the individual says, oh, I don't like that bite, and so I'm gonna push forward like this. And so really, it's not a bone problem, it's the position of their teeth. That's called a fake underbite. Some people get those, especially the young kids, all right? So if your kid's walking around like this, you might just check, hey, can you get your teeth back and bite in a normal way? And you kind of look and see if they're hitting on those teeth in the back in the wrong way. Maybe they're hitting in the front, like I said, they're hitting a front tooth that's maybe pushed back, and it's caught, they don't like that, and so they push forward. That is actually a better underbite to have. It's a little bit easier to fix because you just have to change the position of the teeth. Then there are the real underbite folks. And these are individuals that, when their bones grow, their lower jaw, look at that chiseled jaw. Anyways, the lower jaw, it grows forward so much that it grows beyond the top bone, or the top bone doesn't grow forward enough to match the bottom jaw coming forward. Research suggests that it's most of the time it's like a mix of both. People that have a lower jaw that grows forward, but they also have a top jaw that sits back, and so that you get that bad relationship where the bottom teeth are in front of the top teeth, all right? And they can't push back at all because their bones are just that way. Those individuals are real underbites, and those are a little bit harder to fix. So where do these come from? Well, we have not been able to identify a specific gene, a single gene in the genetic makeup to help us know which individuals are predisposed to this or what makes the underbite happen. But we have observed that this is one of those traits that if you've got a family member that has a severe underbite, or if you have a family history like a grandparent or a parent, then there's a chance that your child could have that underbite. But again, we don't know exactly why it happens. We do see it in a very familial way. It comes down the line. Well, can you prevent an underbite? For those individuals that have a true bone problem, that means that their bones just grow that way. Genetically, they're programmed. it is really, really hard to prevent that type of issue because that's just the way that your bones are. For individuals that are in the fake or the pseudo underbite, they aren't really walking around like this all the time. It's just they push it that way because it feels a little bit better, so they don't hit on their teeth in a wrong way. Those individuals are a little bit easier to address, but the key word here I think is prevent. Can you prevent true underbites? And the answer is that's really hard, again, because of genetics. You can try to treat the underbites, you can try to make it better, and sometimes you can make it better, but sometimes the genetic makeup is such that your bones outgrow the treatment, outgrow the fix. So individuals that have a true underbite, they might get treatment early, but then still need to treat it later, and then maybe even later. That's something that you're gonna wanna talk to your local orthodontist about. If you feel like you've got an underbite, it's something that you should watch and be aware of. Hard to prevent completely, but you may be able to fix it, and that's what we're gonna talk about next. How do we fix it? How do you fix an underbite? Well, if you are one of those fake, or if you have one of those fake underbites, then as you can see in this individual with some adult teeth coming in, but still has some baby teeth in the back. This individual was posturing forward like this in an underbite. So what you can do, you can try to move the teeth on the top to get them in front of the bottom teeth. There's a couple ways to do that. One common way is just with like a little retainer that tries to push the top teeth forward. It depends on how severe it is if you're gonna try that simple technique. Some orthodontists will use just a few braces and maybe some equipment in the back of your mouth, and they try to pull those teeth forward that way. Yet another technique is the reverse pull headgear. If any of you know what that torture tactic is, all right? This is just as good. We've got these little pads up here. We got this little bar right here, and it sits right in front of your face like this. Okay, you see? I kind of put it in a position where it's like, You got these pads and it rests against your face like this, a reverse pull headgear. And then you've got this bar with these rubber bands, all right? Rubber bands on both sides, and those rubber bands, you pull, I'll show you right here. See if I can hook it up again. You're gonna pull it right there, see that? Yeah. I don't have any braces on, but you hook these rubber bands onto the braces, and the idea is that it tries to pull your upper jaw and your top teeth forward to jump into the proper overjet, so you don't have an underbite anymore. Those techniques are generally better for the young kiddos, earlier than 10. There's some other techniques that you can use before you go through your growth spurt. Not as common, but available. You should know about them. Ask your orthodontist about some anchors, some bone anchors, and again, same thing, a little bit of the rubber bands, and with full braces, you can try to improve the underbite. Okay, now, let's say that you've worked with your orthodontist, or you're thinking that, hey, my family has had surgery. Let's say that you've gone through your growth spurt already, and you're walking around like this. There is a chance that for the most ideal result, again, depending on severity, you're gonna wanna ask your orthodontist, that the only option that is predictable long-term could be surgery. Orthodontic surgery, where you go see the oral surgeon and they try to adjust your bones to get your lower jaw to go back and your upper jaw to come forward. It's an unfortunate situation. I know you don't want to hear that, but it is a reality sometimes for those individuals that have true bad bone growth. So if you really don't want to hear that and you want a chance to try and prevent, then you need to get to your orthodontist sooner rather than later so you can come up with a plan. What are the options to try and treat this to fix the situation? Despite your best efforts with your orthodontist, you may, even if you do the treatment then and you fix it, if you have true growth potential, especially for boys, they can grow sometimes into their late teens, early mid-20s. And so any work that you do now as a teenager could be undone if that lower jaw just keeps growing out. So you need to watch out for that. Okay, underbites can be a little scary, but the orthodontist knows what's going on. You need to visit with your local orthodontist to figure out what you have as far as your bite is concerned, if it's an underbite, and then what the possibilities are as far as treatment and when you should pursue those treatment options. Again, lots of generalities here. Couldn't cover everything. If you have any questions, let me know. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, leave a question, and consider subscribing to the channel so that I can open your eyes to the wonderful world of straight teeth and beautiful bites. That's all I've got. Just a little PFOing so you know where you're going. Packard out.